The year, 1995. The genre, buddy cop. The stars, two of the biggest sitcom actors alive. The director, the guy who made a bunch of Donny Osmond music videos. The Bad Boys movies are awesome. Think Lethal Weapon with a lot more swearing and a much bigger pyrotechnics budget. You know the tropes. Loose cannon detectives chase drug kingpins around Miami, fucking up major roadways and beachfront properties, and giving their captain a series of minor heart attacks. Let's get into it. We learn everything we need to know about our leads in the first scene. Marcus is a sexually repressed husband and father, and Mike is a debonair ladies' man with a really nice car. Some thugs try to carjack them and learn an important lesson. Fuck with the bad boys, you should not.
Now let's hear one of those jokes, bitch.
Extremely well-funded criminals carry out a high-tech raid on a police building, stealing back $100 million worth of heroin from the evidence locker. It was Mike and Marcus's bust, so it's on them to catch the perps. Did you know the Bad Boys franchise is actually a musical?
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
It only has one song, though. Mike's ex Maxine works at a boxing gym, so you just know she has all the hot drug lord gossip.
Just call me if you hear something.
I think I will call you.
Oh,
Maxine takes some initiative and gets herself and her friend Julie hired as call girls for some shady characters in an effort to dig up dirt. That doesn't work. Julie barely escapes after being spotted by goatee beret earring guy. Julie calls the police station and demands protection from Mike Lowry and only Mike Lowry. Time being of the essence, Captain Grumpy Gus forces Marcus to pose as Mike and... Wait, is Martin Lawrence going to try to do a Will Smith impression?
It's Mike Lowry.
Marcus, as Mike, manages to get Julie out of her apartment just before she gets whacked and hides her at Mike's place.
Thanks for everything, Mike.
I'm gonna go.
While Mike and Marcus try to work out their next move, Marcus's wife is pissed.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm here to kill my husband, Marcus Burnett.
And that'd be the tall one or the short one?
The short one.
Amid the ensuing frenzy of attempted explanations, Julie decides she's had enough and pieces out with her purse full of dogs. But, oh no. It's slow-mo reckoning time. Archvillain Fouché throws Julie in a speeding Bronco. Will Smith shows off his shirtless sprinting skills and chases them down, saving Marcus from a certain splattering as the suspects escape. Cut to the very first of countless trademark Michael Bay orbiting camera moves as Mike and Marcus ponder how properly fucked they are. Fouché promises to kill Julie if they don't let him get away. Mike is dissatisfied with the conversation.
Son of a bitch!
And the internal affairs lady finally shuts the whole thing down.
As of today, you're all reassigned.
Joke's on her, though, because permission to go rogue is exactly what Captain Stressball has been waiting for.
go do what you gotta do.
The tallest hacker in the world, played by NBA star John Spider Sally, reveals that the police secretary, Francine, was blackmailed into helping stage the drug heist, and, racked with guilt, she helps our heroes track Fouché's cell signal. He's loading up a plane with money and cars, ready to finally live his best life, when our meddling detectives kill his vibe with an improvised battering ram. From here, it's pure flaming chaos, as Mike catches a fist, Marcus catches a bullet, and henchmen catch on fire. Fouché races for an escape, but Marcus clips him at the last second, sending him crashing into a barricade and finally earning Marcus the praise he's been seeking his whole life.
Now that's how you supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
Fouché's death wish will not be denied, and Mike obliges him. Marcus plays kinky matchmaker and leaves to claim his well-deserved reward of sex within wedlock. And at last, at least for the next 8 years, all is right in Miami. Cut to Miami 8 years later and 3 years into the millennium.
South Beach, bringing the heat.
Our new villain is batshit Cuban drug lord Johnny Tapia, who's cornered the market on ecstasy. Never heard of ecstasy? It's like Molly for boomers. Tapia's personal brand of shady dealing seems to involve smuggling drugs in coffins, which feels like a real missed opportunity to add vampires to the franchise. New character, Sergeant Henry Rollins, leads a task force tracking the movement of the X. Oh, and there's white supremacists involved, and I bet you can guess who's under 2 of those hoods.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you? The next step back, the next makes nose, hey.
Dude, you gotta learn the words. We usually only do the chorus.
Shootout time. Mike takes a couple of well-placed shots, and Henry Rollins reminds us what his favorite genre of music is.
Rock and roll, let's go!
Ever the show-off, Mike performs the varsity-level dive while shooting 2 guns at the same time maneuver. He sacrifices accuracy for style points, though, and pops Marcus in the butt cheek meat. Mike brings Marcus a thoughtful gift and does a suspiciously good job of recognizing Marcus's sister from behind.
Is that Sid?
Turns out they got a secret thing going, and Mike wants to keep it from Marcus, which, yeah, that'll totally work. Later, the DEA stages a bust on some Russians. Turns out the Russian secret contact is Roger Stone? Wait, Sid? Yep, she's a secret DEA agent setting up a sting. Small world. A gang of Haitians try to hijack the deal, but Sid proves her ass-kicking credentials and sets off an epic action sequence that takes her, the Russians, the Haitians, the DEA, and a bewildered Mike and Marcus careening across Miami. Our heroes track the Haitians to a nicely art-directed flophouse, and a breakdance shootout ensues. followed by maybe the coolest shot of Michael Bay's career.
Eat that shit, man!
Eminem gain a clue that sends them to the next stop on their rampage. Investigation. Spider Sally has gone legit, and once again IDs our bad guy using the magic of computers. A warrantless wiretap reveals Johnny Tapia needs an exterminator, and a plan, like so many termite larvae, is hatched. While Mike and Marcus sneak around, planning further extrajudicial surveillance, Johnny presents his guest a very unappetizing stew. Mike finds the sanitary conditions in the kitchen where the stew is prepared unacceptable.
I think I figured out what your problem is. Y'all a bunch of filthy motherfuckers.
And the pair make a quick escape. The wiretap reveals Johnny is courting Sid, who's still undercover. They offer to bring her in, and the lid finally blows off Mike and Sid's secret tryst. They walk into a Chrysler commercial starring Dan Marino.
Shit, Dan Marino, what's up, man? Back up, Dan.
And continue their pursuit in a brand new 2004 CTS sedan.
Let me know how it rides.
The thugs litter the streets with dead bodies, and Mike adds just one more corpse to the tally. After a customary scolding from Captain Cortisol, Mike connects some threads that have become fairly obvious by now.
I'm a drug smuggler that just happens to own a mortuary, and I got a bunch of bodies hanging around with plenty of room in them. I could smuggle some shit.
Our heroes stage a break-in at the morgue to gather evidence, and Mike blows the case wide open. As he tosses Marcus a bag of ecstasy, a couple pills fly miraculously right into an empty glass, and you see where this is going.
You ever rub your leather?
Miami PD rolls up on Johnny Tapia's compound, surprising the DEA, who have Sid inside wearing a wire. At the same moment, Johnny realizes that Mike and Marcus probably have something to do with Sid. Her cover blown, the DEA rushes in. But it turns out Johnny has gotten away on a private jet, holding a kidnapped Sid as leverage, just like in Part 1. Also like Part 1, our trademark, looks like we're fucked orbiting shot, plus a pithy catchphrase.
Shit just got real.
The FBI says Johnny escaped to Cuba, and their hands are tied. But, in true bad boy style, the only real way to get something done is by flagrantly violating international law.
Bad boys for life.
The newly assembled team rolls up on Tapia's brand new Cuban mansion in a decoy coffin truck. Their cute robot sidekick catches the attention of the most useless security guards ever before blowing them up to kick off one of the most memorable scenes of destruction in cinema history. True story, this mansion was built outside Miami by the heir to the Coca-Cola fortune for $40 million. But he moved out after an armed gunman tried to kidnap his family and then realized the house was worth more as a ready-to-explode movie set. And man, imagine Michael Bay salivating over that classified ad. They raid the compound, rescue Sid, and invoke Plan B, which involves a Hummer, lots of explosives, and a hillside shantytown. Listen, don't think or worry too much about what happens next. Having destroyed the livelihood of an entire community, our heroes make it to the edge of Guantanamo Bay, where they're confronted by skeptical American soldiers.
I pay my motherfucking taxes! Shoot them!
The peril presents opportunity.
You are standing on a live minefield!
And Sid triggers a mine right next to a baddie, giving Marcus a chance to take a slow-mo kill shot at Johnny Tapia. Once again, Marcus wins Mike's hard-earned praise.
Now that's how you supposed to shoot! From now on, that's how you shoot!
And justice is finally served. That's it. You're all caught up on Bad Boys.
Boys, what you gonna do?
Presumably, Mike and Marcus navigate their way out of the ensuing international legal fiasco, because all indications are Bad Boys for Life is not a legal drama set in the Hague War Crimes Tribunal.
You were 8 and you had bad traits. You go to school and learn